Welcome to the Improve and Have Fun podcast. My name is Paul V. Perez, and on this podcast I work on improving myself while having fun along the way with the hopes of encouraging you to do the same. And I do so by documenting my life and interests. All right, I am here with Dave. I'm here with Jason G. Jason, I think we've seen like maybe 3 or 4 Spider-Man movies. Now, Dave, this is our second Spider-Man movie together. And so we just finished coming out of seeing Spider-Man No Way Home here in Times Square. Jason, you go first. Like, what are some of your thoughts?
Oh my gosh, let me tell you.
Spider-Man No Way Home.
This is Spider-Man No Way Home. First it was, what is it called? Homecoming?
Homecoming and then Far From Home.
And then Far From Home, and then now it's No Way Home. So all home is in the title. And and this is what it does. It brings us all home. It brings them all together. And this is a spoiler review, right? So
That's
we're good.
Totally full spoilers.
Yeah. So this is basically Spider-Man fans' ultimate wet dream, man. I mean, tears came to my eyes multiple times. It's on different levels, man. This movie, like, it's 2.5 hours long. It's epic. You know, this is an epic movie. I really enjoyed it a lot. I think movies like this are going to bring back people to the theaters. Just bringing back all the original actors. You know, like Willem Dafoe and Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Jamie Foxx. It was amazing.
Was Jamie Foxx
and oh my goodness.
Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Zendaya is such a good actress. I keep falling in love with her even more every time I see Zendaya.
Oh, of course.
Yes.
It's my girlfriend.
But she's incredible. Like, I still haven't seen the movie, her thing that she did for HBO Max.
Amazing.
It's very dark.
Amazing.
And that's one of the reasons why I didn't want to see it, but I should. But she's an amazing actress. Anyway, Spider-Man Far From Home is the shit. What did you think?
Oh, Dave, you're next.
David. Out of a 90, from 1 to 100, with 100 being the best, you're going to have to give it a 99.2 because of a hole that in my opinion, is a hole.
Oh, well, what is that?
You guys
What is
can
that?
correct me if I'm wrong. If not, then it's going to be like 99%.
No, please. But tell us the whole.
Well, unless I wasn't paying attention.
It didn't make sense that Spider-Man went out when he...
No, but let Dave say it.
Well, he gets discovered, obviously, by the press and everything.
In the last movie,
at
the very end of the last movie.
And by now, everybody knows who he is. He's Peter Parker. But then all of a sudden, in the middle of helicopters in front of his home and everything, somehow the editors, great editing, except for that one, they just insert this like one thing to show how much everybody hates him now, even though it was pretty clear everybody hates him because he's wanted for murder or whatever. Mysterio. And he's in his uniform in the street, and somebody's like, "Hey, we hate you," and they throw some green paint on his outfit.
Like, they slimed him, basically.
Yeah. And it becomes the running joke throughout the rest of the film of him trying to wash the green paint out of his outfit. But they cut right back to present time. In fact, I don't think it made it look like it was just yesterday or just that same day.
It was like a little montage. Yeah, we got to watch that again.
It wasn't a montage. It was just literally one shot. Well, maybe it was part of a montage. You're right.
It was little.
But it didn't make sense because everything else was in real time. All the montage was in real time. Helicopters in front of his home. People saying his identity over and over again. Everywhere he goes, oh yeah, Peter Parker. And then that shot was like, what's the motivation for him to go out in public in his uniform on the ground?
Yeah, I'm thinking a scene may have been missing. So that's a good point. You know, it's almost impossible to make a flawless movie, even though it hasn't been done before, where there's no
plot holes.
Yeah, or goofs they call them, right? Because there's even a section like in the Internet Movie Database. Every movie has a goof section, and then they show whatever.
Did they call it something else before?
This may have been a goof or whatever you want to call it.
Another term, yeah.
But anyway,
but that's what I think.
that's why you have a script supervisor, but in the that would have been done in the editing, like why they included that scene. But anyway,
and they had to keep it because he was washing his suit.
Yeah, but then they could have cut him washing the suit out, though.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was. Other than that,
man, 90, if that didn't happen, definitely not.
Which is pretty amazing because, David always points these out, and sometimes there's a lot more than one. So this was just that one.
There's none in this one.
It's very technical. Anyway, Paul, you're up.
Can I just say one thing? And every actor brought their A game. I mean their A game. I'm not even familiar with Andrew Garfield, believe it or not, and he blew me away. That guy's great. Tobey Maguire did his job too. I'm just saying, but for Garfield, he really brought his A game, man.
Yes.
A game. And I'd like to say, when I saw the publicity photos for Electro, I thought the outfit looked ridiculous, and I was like, oh, this guy's going to ruin it, Jamie Foxx. And he actually pulled through, made me forget about the outfit. His character was kind of one-track minded about the electricity thing, the power. But he did a great job as well. Brought his A game. Okay, that's all I want to say. Everybody brought their A game.
You'll have a
Willem
part
Dafoe was
two.
incredible. Yeah.
You'll part two.
Yeah, we're going to have a round two. We're going to have a
Round
go
two.
round two. All right, so my thoughts on the movie. This movie is ultimate fan service. If you've invested the time and all the hours, as just a comic book fan or just a fan of Spider-Man, to see all these movies, 3 Tobey Maguire, Sam Raimi movies, the two Andrew Garfield movies, and I've just seen all these Spider-Man movies. This movie is a huge payoff with so many emotional moments and ties to those other movies. So fan service extreme with this movie. Some might argue that just due to the fan service that this is the best movie of this Tom Holland trilogy. Others may argue that it's not. My issues with the movie, in terms of like things in the script, they stuffed so much into this movie that it just
Kinda
happens like your head is just spinning. Your head is just spinning. It's just all this stuff. But they did it fairly well. But like the first 10, 15 minutes, they throw so much at you. And you're just kind of like there for the ride. I think the second thing that I'd like to say is regarding like the story itself. And I heard another reviewer say this, and I completely agree, that I think it's super irresponsible of Doctor Strange to do this spell, knowing the power that he has and knowing like the consequences that this can cause, just to make a spell to have everybody forget you're Peter. I think that's completely irresponsible of Doctor Strange. After you went to space and you saved the galaxy and this and that, and to do something like that, it's kind of like a step backwards. It's supposed to be a super intelligent guy. But those are like my little nitpicks with the film. But overall, yeah, you guys are correct. I just wanted to lean in on what you said, that the acting was phenomenal. And Zendaya in all these movies has been so good. Jamie Foxx was great. Andrew Garfield. I mean, I haven't seen Andrew Garfield. I haven't seen a lot of Andrew Garfield movies, but the movies that I've seen him in, which are very limited, I thought he was incredible in Hacksaw Ridge. I thought he was incredible. This is a Netflix movie. It's a musical that's out now. It's called Tick, Tick, Boom. He's amazing in that.
He sings?
He sings.
Wow.
He sings. So,
I heard that's really good.
Yeah, it's fantastic. If you like Rent, it's basically the story of the guy who did Rent. But overall, fan service for this movie is so heavy, and I loved it. You know what I'm saying? For that, I put all these hours and years in watching these movies and enjoying them. And for this movie to stuff that all in there, and it just makes, it's kind of like the company saying, like these movie companies saying, we know you're going to love this. This is not only going to be, I mean, we're not only seeing this in this movie, right? Like the Flashpoint movie that's coming out with the Flash is going to have Michael Keaton as Batman. And now with the Obi-Wan series, they're going to go back. Hayden Christensen is going to be in that in the Disney Plus show. So, like, there's...
As what?
As Obi-Wan Kenobi. No, I mean, as
Anakin.
As Anakin Skywalker, you're right. So what I'm saying is, like, there's big business.
Wow, he swore that off.
Yeah, it's amazing. So there's big business in our age group and going back and bringing these old characters back that we either hated or loved, but bringing them back and like having us and putting them in a particular view where we can enjoy it again and make it good.
Yeah.
There's big business in that. And this movie is a complete prime example of that. This movie's going to make so much money, and it wouldn't surprise me if this gets to Endgame level. It really wouldn't. You know what I mean? But that's my first round of thoughts. And we're going to go second round, and you can give, of course, your score. You gave your score already, Dave. But Jason, what do you have to say for this final round of our thoughts?
So going off of what you were saying about how you read the review, when I saw the trailer for the first time of this movie, and I saw Doctor Strange doing this spell, I thought the same thing. I was like, this doesn't make sense because he's so intelligent. What the hell is he doing? You know,
this guy's super intelligent.
He would just like sit there and say, "No, I'm not doing that for you. I mean, grow up." But so I thought either there must be something wrong with this character, or he's drunk, or he's a dream. But then I realized that I after that I'm glad I saw that in the trailer because then I said in this movie. I said, you just have to let that go because it is a comic book movie. And I know he's, yes, he's super smart. But sometimes these things happen, and for the story, for the purpose of the story, you just gotta let it go. If it wasn't for that, we wouldn't have had all the. Maybe they should have had a different way of making them come back. But still, they had fun with it. They're like, you know what? Let's just have fun with it. So I forgave that when I watched it this time. I didn't forgive it when I saw the trailer. I was like, what the fuck is this? But then I was like, if this is true, I said to myself, if this is true, then that's what it's going to be. And then I really forget when I saw the movie, so that's fine. All right, next. So the powerful thing about this movie was not only for the, like you said, the fan service, but yeah, for not only for the mainstream, but also for the deep comic book fans. There's so much, like, in terms of comic book fights and going at each other back and forth, and that small talk is amazing. And then, like David was saying, well, you're going to bring that up, but like I came to tears at many times in this movie. And then I think the biggest one was when, and it made me think about it. It had that power of making you think. When Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man went down and saved MJ. What's her name in this one? Jones?
Yeah. No, Mary Jane, yeah.
Yeah, but what's her real name in this? Jones? Something Jones.
Who are you talking
Michelle
about?
Jones.
Michelle Jones.
Yeah.
Michelle Jones.
When he saved her, you had to think about it a little bit. And then you're like, yo,
it's a payoff. It's like a redemption payoff.
The MJ from another universe. So that was amazing. I'm tearing up here now. Just talking about it. It's really amazing. It was really
great. That's great.
Anyway, go. Your turn.
No, what's your final score then?
Oh, my final score is a 9.5. Yeah.
Okay.
Out of 100?
No, out of 10. We can do out of 100. Yeah, out of 100 is fine too.
Okay, 95 out of 100.
Yeah. That's it, 95?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, not higher than that. Okay. On Paul, your point, and Jason's point as well, I feel that Doctor Strange's audience is different from Spider-Man's audience. And so I think they had that, to tread that line of seriousness versus making it light, because Spider-Man's audience in the comic, it's just light, it's lighter stuff, no matter what. And number two, perhaps they didn't convey that to you, Paul, or you, Jason.
That's well said.
But they tried when he seriously says, look, I'm only doing this. I'm literally only doing this because you saved the world with me.
Right.
You were part of it.
They have a bond.
The save the world part. Yeah. From an intellectual Doctor Strange point of view, that was his logical reason, rationale, if you will, for helping Peter. It's literally only because you saved the world with me. It's like, yeah, of course, anything for you. You saved the world with me. But if it wasn't, if he hadn't saved the world, of course he wouldn't have done it.
Had he, if he were able to done the spell the original way, then it would have been fine, right?
Right. Yeah, but I'm going to have to agree with Paul. I don't think he would have.
No, he wouldn't have. No, I said that too. I said that too. I told you, even before I saw this movie, when I saw the trailer, I said that. But I'm just saying, like, there's certain things that you just have to think about, and
I would like to say, when Tom Holland or Spider-Man asks for many changes, that's totally Spider-Man.
Right.
When he's doing wait, could you? That's like totally out of the comic.
Yeah, of course.
Right. And that's what made, like, you had to have that. You had to have that. That's it.
That's it.
That's that. Everything else is great.
Everything else is so good. See the movie again and again and again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pre-order my 4K Blu-ray special Super Duper Deluxe Edition.
Okay, so
anyway,
so in closing, no, you're right, Jason. I think this is definitely a second viewing, and Dave, that's a great point that you made. It's kind of like you're playing in Spider-Man's sandbox. So Doctor Strange making a mistake, or not even a mistake, but thinking in that kind of vein or that same wavelength, it's kind of in Spider-Man's wheelhouse. So that's a great point.
I can also see that happening as a comic book reader. Maybe not now, but back in the day, I could totally see that crossover when it happens, when there's a crossover of a major character and stuff. I could see that being explained that way, like real quick, like that, in order to progress the plot of a Spider-Man comic book that Doctor Strange just happens to be a guest in.
Yes. And then just amazing how they brought all those old Spider-Man villains back together. Like I thought it was be such a little thing, but it was the whole thing. It was the major thing of the whole movie.
Which is great.
Which is amazing.
Great. Yeah.
Willem Dafoe with his eyes as a
oh my God.
It was amazing.
I'm telling you,
he's so freaking good.
It's true. Thomas Hayden Church. Or Reese Ian Fans, like the guy who plays
Sandman.
No, reptile, the lizard,
yeah.
They didn't have much, but like Jamie Foxx was fantastic.
Yeah.
William Dafoe was incredible. Alfred Molina, that he can go from sinister to so like gentle.
Oh yeah,
I love that. And
He's
but another little
actor.
issue that I had with the movie, like I said, the movie it crams so much in. When MJ dies, I'm sorry, when Aunt May dies.
Mm-hmm.
So Hobgoblin, or the Green Goblin, I'm sorry, he throws a bomb. It's a huge explosion. They bounce, but then she's like unscathed. It looks like.
Right.
They found her beat up already, and then it's like a big explosion, and then Peter like goes to pick her up again. Like the explosion never happened.
I found that. She should have been like totally burnt out, and then
exactly.
like her skeleton only or something.
Guys, wait a minute. This is not an R-rated movie. Clearly, she was decimated from behind, and that's why we don't see it. But he puts his hand on her back, and the blood is there. We can't show it.
But I'm just saying, literally.
Clearly, her guts is
but everything should have.
No, you missed it.
Let me finish.
Spider-Man got in the way of the bomb. You didn't notice that?
No, he like nicked it.
No, it hit his chest when it blew up.
Okay, but just be careful what you say.
It's such a big explosion.
Yeah, exactly. It would have incinerated her. You know what I'm saying? It's true. But that's another issue I had.
More breathe.
I know. Yeah, exactly. So with that said,
there
though,
were explosives in the building. It wasn't only planes.
Yeah, but with that said, like I said,
get that joke? No? Nobody got the joke?
No, I didn't hear it.
I said there was an explosion in the building. It wasn't just the plane. Thank you.
Right.
But overall, this is so much fun. So much fan service.
Yes,
the acting, phenomenal. And Jason, you made another great point. Like, you think like, that the two other Spider-Men and these villains are going to have a little like consequential minimal role. But like, it's kind of like a lot of people had like good equal screen time.
Right. Right.
Maybe I could say, except maybe Thomas Hayden Church and the other guy, the guy who plays the lizard, they just didn't have much.
He just wanted to get back to his daughter.
Yeah, he did. But I mean, their voices were in there, right? But, so good. Definitely a second viewing, and this is one of those movies you can see. Fans are going to see this 5-6 times, which is crazy. You know what I mean?
I'd like to back Jason up against what you said about the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
Yes, there was a lot thrown at you, but it was really edited in a way that you really could take in everything. And it wasn't like another movie that I can't remember that we saw recently, where there was a lot of stuff. At some point, I didn't know what was going on. What movie was that?
Was it Shang-Chi? No.
Yeah, that's
no, Shang-Chi didn't have a lot.
No, at one point,
in
there's
the end,
like a
you were
lot
crazy
of stuff
about the
going
end.
on, and I'm like, what the hell is? You can't even see.
Yeah.
Like, they worked hard at it, but after a while, it just looked like a blur. The fighting sequences just looked like a blur.
But overall, super enjoyable.
Yes.
Very much enjoyed this.
It'll be the biggest opening of this year.
I'm curious. Like I'm pretty sure by come Monday, this is going to be in the. If not, it's going to probably be. I'm assuming from what I've heard.
Hit 200 million.
I think so. Anywhere from 150 to 200.
It'll be.
I think so.
Shang-Chi became number one, I think, at like 75 million, and then that was the biggest. And then Venom, Let There Be Carnage, beat that at like 90 million. And then this is gonna.
Yeah.
Wait, there was a second Venom movie?
Dude, where have you been?
I don't know. I didn't like the first one. So.
Yeah, but
was the second one good?
It would. The first one was better, but just
not really
but that's why he's in this, because the post-credit sequence in the second Venom movie connects the two, blows your mind.
Oh, really? Can you please explain that? Because I didn't. See it.
That's why we'll talk
about it after.
Tom Hardy.
We'll talk about it after. But
Tom Hardy.
Just wrap.
But that's Venom.
I know that, but I didn't know that he.
We're gonna just wrap it up here, guys.
Wrap it up, guys.
Great movie, and the end. There's a couple of end credit scenes. One with Tom Hardy, which we're going to talk about privately after this. And then the second, it's kind of like a little trailer for the next big Marvel movie, which is going to be the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, which I think is coming out in March. So that's the next big Marvel movie, which is going to have another one of these kind of movies that has a lot of people in it. Like a Civil War or like an Endgame or like this movie. So that's going to be another real big movie. And look forward to seeing it with you guys. We're going to wrap it up.
Hey, 2 bangs for your buck, though, because that other movie is literally because he did this spell.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like that movie, it's like WandaVision, the TV show, and then this movie, and then that leads into the Multiverse of Madness. So,
and then it's directed by Sam Raimi, who did the first 3 Spider-Man movies.
Right.
So it's
can't beat that with a
stick.
Is she supposed to be the most powerful being in the Marvel universe? Is what I hear.
Yeah, because she could alter reality.
That's why he goes to her.
But guys, thank you once again. You guys are awesome.
Yes.
And hopefully we can do this again soon.
Another great post-credit song, De La Soul with The Magic Number. 3 is the magic number. Woo!
We're out.
Peace!
Bye-bye.